Welcome, I'm Spaghetti King.
I'm Chrono7654. I got a big bowl of ramen in my stomach and a fuck off jar of ginger ale. Let's watch some nerd.
Alright, game trailers still present. Game trailers, I think, that was till the 60s or something.
Yeah, like late 50s, I was thinking. Maybe even later, actually, because I feel like wasn't oh god, wasn't the Odyssey video game trailers?
Um, hmm.
And I feel like that was in like the 80s.
Yeah, that was, yeah, I remember that. That might have been the last one. The Odyssey, I think, was like 70s, 80s, something like that, maybe the late 60s. It was one of the later ones.
Yeah, that was around the time I started actually watching the nerd like consistently. Was when he came out with that video.
Well, I really like that one because, he is it's so classic, but it's kind of like a chill review, because there's really not much to be angry about. He kind of just you know he,
Yeah, there's a weird feeling to that video because it's like it's kind of it's before he was like more casual in his reviews. So to see him more just loosely joking around and shit, and then he has like the turd gamer. What was its name?
nerdy
The
turd.
yeah, the nerdy turd. That was an interesting video. It was a weird one, but I really liked it.
Well, I think one of the things I actually like about it is, from what I remember, there was almost no music in it because there's no music from the console. So it's like,
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, so it's like very silent. He just kind of like talks over it.
Yeah. And then when you're watching things happen, it's just like a dot moving around the screen. It's
Yeah,
a it's a
yeah.
it's kind of a nice atmosphere.
Well, yeah, like that's what it takes you into it, because that's what it was like. He is very good at that. With just getting you into the atmosphere of like how it was at that time, like the Nintendo Power and whatnot. But that video takes you into a good atmosphere of what it was at that time too, because it's just the Odyssey. It's just your little controller, and you move around your dot, and you pretend to be a cat and mouse, and you pretend to play tennis.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like a mock Pong, but
It's like proto Pong.
yeah, because I think it came out before. It came out before Pong, but most people just recognize Pong anyway because Pong is kind of cooler.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic.
Yeah, like Pong is like the image. Like Pong is just like the beta video game image.
Yeah,
Um,
I can understand why throwing a like a paper screen over your TV was not as iconic.
yeah, could you really even call that like video game properly? It's kind of like video game board game hybrid.
It's like yeah, it's really like the first conception of graphics.
Yeah, because like you have like
Paper.
overlays on it. So
So strange.
I don't even. I thought it was like 1967 or something. It was pretty, because I think Pong
Really
was
old.
like 72. I think is what Pong was.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let me look that up.
Yeah, I think that's what that was. But I think there was like a beta Odyssey or something. There's some kind of like argument over when was what. So
Yeah, Pong was 72.
yeah,
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Oh, they were both 72.
oh really? That's why there's the debate then. Yeah, I think it was like it was 72, but like there was like an Odyssey beta that was like the late 60s.
Mhm.
But I'm not really sure how it is exactly. But I would say, on my rating, I would rate Pong superior to Odyssey if they came out in the same year. I mean, even though Odyssey technically has more games, a lot of them really. I mean, I don't know. They're like very simple games. I remember like the football game was like a nightmare because it was all complex. You had to like calculate the wind and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like really.
it's like a pen and paper game.
Yeah, yeah, like literally, yeah. There was literally like a notebook in there where it's like calculate the angle of your throw or whatever and do some math
It's
equation.
absurd.
Yeah, there was the geography game where you have to like name the U.S. states. But all it is literally you just use the dot to like point at the state you want to choose. So you could literally just use your finger if you wanted.
Yeah, it's a pretty useless. It's pretty much just a big hunk of wood and plastic.
Uh huh. But it's the wood age, so yeah, it's like you have to like respect it, but it's also kind of like I don't
There's
know.
there,
Yeah,
it's purely for collector's sake. There's no utility.
yeah, like that's what it is. Like if I saw like a Pong arcade or something, I'd want to like play it. I'd be like, oh, classic Pong arcade, cool. Pong is fun. If I saw like an
Yeah.
Odyssey, would I really want to like play it that much?
It's like can't wait to bust out the old geography overlay. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. I don't even remember what the haunted house game kind of looked the best to me because you like hide the dot in like some like piece of furniture. So
Yeah,
like
you
that,
could have some fun with that.
yeah, like it's kind of cool, but at the same time, the whole you can just point with your finger. That's like a problem with like half the games is you can just use your finger instead of the dot, and it really doesn't make much of a difference. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess people in like the 60s were so shocked by just moving the dot with a controller that that was enough shock on its own.
It was enough to sell.
I don't really know how
Sometimes all you need
much.
is
Yeah, I never
innovation.
really looked into how well it sold or anything. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it had to sell enough because they kept making video games. So
This is probably heresy to say, but I love this game.
really, okay, this is an interesting take. Have you played
I
this?
don't. Yeah, I don't know why, but there's something kind of mind-numbingly like great about just going location to location and just grabbing ghosts. It's it's kind of the same love I have for like Katamari or Tetris, where I could just throw on some music and go on and enjoy myself. It's I don't know. It's just a neat little pastime. It's nothing like good or exceptional, but I kind of love it. Also, the final level, like when you're going up the tower, is complete bullshit.
It
That's I
looks like the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It looks
even
ridiculous. Yeah.
even with turbo controller, I've never gotten through it.
Yeah, because it's like literal to the movie. There was like I think 32 floors in the movie or something. So they like had that in the game. It's like barely impossible to get past like five. It looks like because you get hit once. You can only get hit like three times. You can't move
Yeah,
normally. Like that looks like some of the worst designed anything I've seen in like anything AVGN discovered. That thing. I used to think to myself like he would say it's almost like Jekyll and Hyde. Like I think he compares it to Jekyll and Hyde, and he's like, it's not that bad. It's
no
up.
man,
It's up there. It's up there, dude. That
it's up
looks
there.
horrible. That looks horrible.
What usually happens too is you get hit once and you're knocked down for a long time, but the ghosts keep moving. So every time you keep standing up, you immediately get knocked down again. So you get hit 3 times in a row every time. There's not even a chance.
Yeah, well, it looks like there's this element where like you have to like mash the button to like move, which is ridiculous. So it's like you like get hit and then you want to start mashing again. It seems like there's some kind of like slowdown thing where they don't like move like immediately, and then you just get
Totally.
hit. Yeah, you just get hit because the ghosts just move literally random. They're just anywhere. They're anywhere on the screen. And he's like the ghost bait. I remember seeing that. That's like so funny because it shows like how badly programmed that is. Because you drop the ghost bait, they go there, and then you just scroll. The ghost bait's off screen, and then it's just normal again. So,
Yeah, it's the same ghosts, and they just get dragged by the screen. It's ridiculous.
yeah, it's like because it doesn't,
It's a
it doesn't have any like lower screen. It just contras the situation. So,
yeah, it's a dumpster fire. But regardless, driving around the city, grabbing random ghosts, and buying your equipment and leveling, it's just kind of fun.
no, I could agree because, well, I mean, I've never played it, but I kind of got the same impression. I think probably like the Master System version where it's like less stupid. probably would be better. Because it's like
Makes
this,
sense.
because it's like the same thing. Like the Master System version is just gives you like better descriptions and seems to be like less glitchy from what I'm seeing. I don't. I actually don't mind the concept because I'm someone who doesn't mind like mind-numbing kind of stuff like that. You know what it actually I showed you this years ago. I'm not sure if you remember this. You remember that like Zelda dating sim thing on Newgrounds?
Totally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
That is actually kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah. 100%. Like it is kind of mind numbing and that's what's kind of great about it. You just keep going.
I actually
But
think
you
yeah, yeah,
but for this you definitely got to turn the sound off cuz that song does fucking drive you mad.
yeah. Put on your own music. Put on Guile theme or something. You know, put on something good. Guile theme to Ghostbusters. That actually sounds like a kind of epic stream.
It's super motivating, man.
We got to get
I would
those
probably
ghosts, dude.
I'd probably put on some like Cannibal Ox.
Yeah, like put on something chill. I don't know. Put on like Kirby music or something.
Yeah.
This is like painful to watch because you go like left with B, right with A, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's dead there. Like you get into that situation where they're in the middle of you and you're like dead already. You
Yeah.
can only live if they like clip your edge just a little bit.
The worst is when you're getting on or getting off the stairs because like every time you go left or right to like change directions, it just keeps not going up. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
it just keeps staying in place. It doesn't register I'm trying to get on the stairs.
yeah.
It's very
Basically,
annoying.
when you get hit, it's basically luck if you live because you can either like try to keep going forward. If they go with you, you're dead. It's basically whether they choose to follow on top of you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Which
and
is so yeah, just total luck.
yeah, because you see him do it with like Game Genie invincibility later, and he like speeds through the whole thing. It's ridiculous. Like it's still like a minute long thing when it's like sped up and he's invincible. Like
Yeah.
I can't like that has to be one of the hardest things in any game ever. Because what is it? You play for like an hour or two to be able to get to the building, and then you like get destroyed. It,
Like 30 to 40 minutes, but yeah.
yeah, like something like that. I mean, I wouldn't know, right? But like
Too much time. Too much time for it.
yeah, because like you don't even get time to get used to it. Like it's one of the most difficult looking things I've ever seen. I could probably beat Castlevania without getting a game over easier than I could get through that thing. Honestly.
I would rather try that than try and get through the Zool building.
Yeah, well, going through Castlevania, you have 6 lives, so I mean, the game takes like an hour to beat, so it's pretty much the same as the amount of time that it takes to just get back if you lose. Yeah, like honestly, that stair thing makes it look like it just ruins this game. If this game was just like chill, get the ghosts, then you just go and fight Gorza, then that's what they call it, Gorza.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's Gorza, but it's in the Zool building. Zool owns the building. Yeah.
Zool's the landlord.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the center of town, so maybe he's some kind of like tycoon or something. But he's trying again. He's trying again. He has to do Game Genie, and I can't blame him. Well, try your turbo. I wonder how many times he had to like replay the thing just to like get footage of this each time.
Fuck, man.
It's sad.
It's,
Honestly, what you should do is just wait till you get to the Zool building, then turn the game off.
I'd started doing that. Like, I just hit reset at that point. But, like, the first 2 or 3 times you do it and then you die. Yeah, there it is. They're scrolling with them. But the first 2 or 3 times you do it, you're like, all right, I'll just do it again and die again, I guess. But after the first 2 or 3 times, it's really discourage. Like,
Yeah, because you probably try it once and then you're like, oh, well, I didn't know what was going on. But it looks basically luck based because your movement is like that bad,
but then the more times you do the ghost catching part, the more times you're disappointed because right as you're starting to get good and build your car up and have fun, you got to enter the building.
Yeah, well, there's like all this like stuff you can buy for the building, which doesn't seem to like do anything. I think there's one thing that like makes you able to like take one more hit or something.
Well, one of them allows you to catch ghosts. You have to buy a trap.
Yeah.
Don't you just got to buy the super trap right off the bat. Don't even bother getting the regular one because it's useless. So you get the super trap, and then you catch some ghosts, get some more money, and then you get the horn and the shield, I think. And the horn, not the horn, but the weird fucking thing you put on the top of your car that catches ghosts. It looks like a siren.
The ghost vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he did call the guy or whatever, and he's like, I'm looking for a special type of vacuum.
Oh, right.
I don't know if that was real. Probably not. I think he's actually said he did that by he actually like called Mike, and it's like Mike talking, and he like muddled the voice.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think that's what he did. But that one felt the most realistic of any of them. So
Totally. There's no like music or editing really. It's just him calling like prank calling someone. It's it's weirdly bland.
yeah, well, he had the whole like Jessica Rabbit like phone thing, but that feels like really like not that real because it's like him half the screen and then her on the other screen, and then he just like clips in her voice clips and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that one felt like a real like prank call. So probably like the only other prank call he's done that's as good is the oh what is it the Dream Phone situation on Board Games. That
That
is
is
a
an insane episode.
that was a really good video. That's when he
Super good.
yeah that's when he does like surreal horror the best. You know, because that's the thing. That video created the whole Board James like killed his friends mythology thing on its own. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the season 3 was like all about that stuff. That all originated with like the Dream Phone. You know.
Super crazy episode. Crazy how he revived Board James and turned it into this totally different thing.
Yeah, because it was meant to be like I guess a AVGN counterweight just for like board games, just to have fun, and then it becomes this insane murder
Like
mystery speculation thing,
like
and
cinematic universe.
he put so much effort later on into the whole like symbolism and all these like each episode has some kind of like thing in the background that like indicates his like mental state. His like shirts have like symbolism, all this like stuff going on. You know,
Interesting.
yeah, like his yeah, like I think it was the thing where he like wears like darker shirts as it goes, and like they have like messages. Like I think the last one he wears is some kind of like a Metallica shirt that has some kind of like death reference or something. Like basically the shirts become more edgy as time goes on. So yeah, there was something about that. He put like all kinds of like symbolism and interesting stuff in like the background of those videos if you look. So